President Trump has made combating human trafficking a top priority, and on Friday, the White House will hold a human trafficking summit marking 20 years since Congress made it a federal crime. Led by first daughter and senior White House advisor Ivanka Trump, the president will attend along with Attorney General William Barr, members of Congress, and state and local lawmakers. I do want to bring in one of those state lawmakers, Lieutenant Governor of Florida, Jeanette Nuñez. Hi, Ms. Nuñez. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So this topic is of particular importance to you as your state ranks number 3 in the country for the total number of human trafficking cases reported. In light of the upcoming Super Bowl this weekend, why is this event at the White House so important?
Well, first of all, I think adding the prominence of being in the White House to discuss this issue with Ivanka, with the president, just demonstrates the commitment at the national level. But here in Florida, Governor DeSantis and I are extraordinarily committed to combating this issue as well. So we've done a number of things. The governor declared January, as you well know, Human Trafficking Awareness Month. He's signed into law legislation that trains our medical personnel to be able to really identify individuals, potential victims. We've also established a number of collaborations and partnerships with the private sector, including the Trucking Association, Uber drivers, the Hotel and Restaurant Association. And so all of these things, in light of the Super Bowl coming to Miami this weekend, and then following next year in Tampa, Florida is really taking this very seriously, and we want to make sure that everyone understands the importance, not just in the context of the Super Bowl, but 365 days a year. It's a problem that we have to tackle.
Quickly, back to the context of the Super Bowl. Some people might wonder, why does the Super Bowl matter when we're talking about human trafficking? So explain for us why the Super Bowl in particular is an important event to address when it comes to human trafficking.
Absolutely. So the Super Bowl obviously is a huge draw. No one, I might put a plug, no one does Super Bowls like Miami. So we're really excited about all the visitors that are going to come into town. But what comes with that is often a very ugly underside to this terrible, pervasive problem that we're seeing, human trafficking. So last year in Atlanta, they arrested 169 perpetrators of human trafficking. So we've been working diligently over the past year, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, federal law enforcement, all of our nonprofits, all of the community partners that I mentioned. And really, for the first time ever, the NFL, the Miami Super Bowl Host Committee have united to address the issue, to make sure people understand the prevalence. People come into town and they want to enjoy our beautiful beaches, our warm weather, excited about the game. But there's oftentimes individuals that come into our communities in events of this magnitude, and they prey on our children, oftentimes as young as 12 years old.
At the federal level, President Trump proclaimed January National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Why is the significance of that? What is the significance of that proclamation, rather? And what changes have you seen made under the Trump administration at the federal level to work with state governments to stop human trafficking?
So just the fact that obviously President Trump is hosting this in the White House at the end of Human Trafficking Awareness Month, which he proclaimed at the federal level, it demonstrates again the commitment to combating this. I have had numerous conversations with White House policy directors talking about what Florida is doing and how the federal government can partner with us, not just on policy, but also on funding, critical dollars that come from the federal government and also from the state perspective. Many of the things that we've worked on over the course of the years. We have a statewide council on human trafficking that addresses many of the initiatives. It comes with a multifaceted approach. So there's education and awareness. And here in Florida, our Department of Education has issued rules to implement curriculum in an age-appropriate manner so that our students are also aware of the ills and the evils of human trafficking. But also just working in tandem with all of our partners, working with many of those that I already mentioned. It is incredibly important that the federal government, really the tone from the top, shows that we are committed to eradicating this terrible scourge once and for all.
All right, Florida Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nuñez, thanks so much for joining us today to talk about the issue of human trafficking here in the U.S. as you do prepare to attend that summit at the White House this week. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.